Where do you need more focus? Are there certain times of the day when you feel that you are more distracted than others? Did you know that there is one simple thing you can change that will help you to increase your focus for an entire day, and you only have to change it for 1 hour? Are you interested? That's what we're going to be discussing on today's episode of Overburden No More. I'm glad you're here because this is an awesome topic. Did you know that when you pick up your electronics device first thing in the morning, like your cell phone or even opening up your laptop, you are starting off your day in a way that is more likely to increase stress and leave you feeling overwhelmed? When you look at electronics in the first hour of your day, it is priming your mind for distraction. Have you ever noticed that? Once you start picking up your phone, the urge gets stronger and stronger to pick it up again and again as you move throughout the day. Now, according to a scientist that I've read about, her name is Dr. Nicole Benders Haiti. She said that the information overload that hits you before you're fully awake interferes with your ability to prioritize tasks. Now, not only does this tell us why it's so important not to take on outside information very first thing in the morning, she also gives us another vote for the importance of defining your priorities, one of my main topics that I like to teach about. In other words, throughout the day, we get distracted much quicker and we mess up our productivity by checking our smartphone first thing in the morning. When checking social media or email, the brain is releasing a lot of dopamine, which is a neurochemical that makes you feel rewarded. Remember that. That's what dopamine does. Gives your body a reward. And it also makes it so that you escape from negative emotions. Now, our brains crave dopamine, like most of us crave candy. So it's going to stimulate us to repeat behaviors that led to that dopamine release in the first place. As a habit forms, the brain responds by toning down that dopamine. Now you're going to need to get more of it to get that same pleasure level. Now, overactivation also affects dopamine receptors, in other words, the way your body receives it, in a way that makes you lose interest in other things. And that can make you act more compulsively. You're less and less able to resist using the things that release the dopamine. When it becomes more of a need than a want, that's when it starts becoming an addiction. Now, if you try to stop, you might go through physical and emotional symptoms of withdrawal. It can make you lose interest in other things. We usually think about this in relation to drugs and alcohol addictions. But what if the things you're giving your brain are affecting it in the same way and giving you the same result as a drug addiction? You start doing things more compulsively, which is not thinking about it first, and you have less ability to resist. That's how it becomes more of a need than a want and how it becomes an addiction. You're getting your dopamine fixes first thing in the morning and from the input of what everyone else wants instead of the things that make you feel driven and inspired. In other words, when you start your day by mindlessly scrolling through email or social media, your brain will stimulate you to repeat this behavior throughout the day because it knows it will quickly and easily feel good, especially when you're working on less stimulating projects or when your work begins to get challenging. Okay, so that's a pretty strong case, I think, against looking at your electronics first thing in the morning. We don't want to increase distraction. We want to increase our focus. That's how we gain control over our brains, and that's what controls our thoughts, and that's how we can feel less burden. So I hope that this explanation helps you to know what you need to stop doing when you first wake up. You're going to wait at least an hour before you get pulled into the lives and the wants of other people. Start your day in the way you choose, and then make it something you look forward to every day. Now, I do want to acknowledge that even when you're doing things you like to do during that first hour of the day, you're still going to feel some distractions. They will be less pulling than that of your smartphone, but your brain is still going to be active and trying to solve problems. That's its job. And it's going to be trying to do other things than what you're trying to focus on right then. Thoughts are going to pop into your head of something else you could be doing, someone to check up on, something to finish that you started yesterday. Your brain's going to come up with all kinds of things. It's going to need to be retrained into staying focused on the routine you have chosen. But that doesn't happen all at once and it doesn't happen fast. So, what do you do with all of those things that pop into your head that you need to do while you're doing your morning routine? You know what I'm talking about. You're trying to stay focused on your reading or your journaling, and then all of these really important to dos start popping up in your head, and they can be really distracting. They can feel like the most important thing you need to do. I have one simple trick to share with you today that has helped me address the thoughts without actually having to stop what I'm doing to do it. It actually shuts down that little voice in my head telling me that you need to do this right now. And it's one of my very favorite time management hacks ever. And I truthfully don't remember if someone taught it to me or if I came up with it on my own. And I would love to give credit, but I don't know. I really do think it might have been me, but I'm not sure. But I guess it doesn't really matter because it works. You ready for this? This is it. It's really simple. Have a sticky note next to you when you are working through your morning routine or anytime you're trying to do something that you really want to stay focused or you really need to stay focused. And then anytime your brain puts in your thoughts something else that you need to do, you just write it down on your sticky note. Your brain feels like it was heard, so it stops trying to get you to do it. It's kind of like a toddler, when they start asking you, they're like, Mom, 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 Mom. And as soon as you look at them and acknowledge what they're trying to tell you, they stop and go off on to do something else. So you write down all those things that pop into your brain, and my list can get really long sometimes. Then, when you have a break in your schedule or once you're done with your normal morning routine, you just do the things on your sticky note. And if it's something that takes a lot of time, you can schedule it in some other time. Now, I know it sounds easy, but it has helped me stay focused more than anything else I've ever tried, in addition to not looking at my cell phone or my computer during that first hour of my day. So I'm going to leave you with 3 quick and easy homework assignments today. Don't be mad. You can do this. Number 1, don't look at your phone for 1 hour after you wake up. Number 2, put a sticky note next to you during the first hour of your day, during your routine, or anytime you need to do really focused work. When you think of something you need to do or want to do, or you want to check on, or if you want to look at something on your phone, write it down and do it later. Number 3, send me an email at marla@hunkydory.com and let me know when you've tried these 2 ideas. Even better, leave it in the comments on the podcast. Leave me a review and tell me how it helped you. I really do want to know how they've helped you and if they've helped you to increase your focus. I love to hear about how the ideas I teach on this podcast are working for other people. Okay, now, here's the next question I get. What if I don't have a morning routine? Well, Camp Connection will help you with that. I look forward to my morning routine that I teach you to do in Camp Connection, and I'm excited to do it every day. Routines help you to move past decision fatigue, and that helps you to stay more focused. Do you know what decision fatigue is? When you have to decide what to do next all day long. You get tired of making decisions. When you create a routine, you begin to spend less energy on tasks that you do every day. And then you can be more focused and creative. Maybe you think that a routine sounds boring. Well, I have to disagree. It won't be boring if you choose things that you love to do. Camp Connection is what I developed slowly over a period of quite a few years as I worked my way out of depression. Now, once I got on the medication I needed and got my desire back to do things again, I started learning and applying things that helped me to stay out of that fog. I found 5 systems that made me feel healthier emotionally than I had in years. I use them every morning and evening now. Those who have taken Camp Connection with me agree that the systems I've taught are simple yet powerful. A professional psychologist with a PhD actually told me that. These simple tools help you remember who you are and what you once wanted in your life. We tend to take care of everyone else and lose touch with what we want. These systems will help you to get in touch with that again. You can put yourself first every morning so you're able to show up more like the person you were always meant to be and can love your people even deeper. Now, if you register for Camp Connection before May 9th, 2023, you get the following. Bonus number 1, $25 off Camp Connection by entering 25 off at checkout. Bonus number 2, you'll get the self-commitment workshop and planner free when you register for Camp Connection. Bonus number 3, $20 refund for each friend that registers for Camp Connection. And you let me know who they are because it's always more fun to take a class with a friend. Register by going to hunkydory.com/camp. If you have any questions at all, please email me, marla@hunkydory.com. I'm happy to help. Thanks for joining me here today. I see you. I understand how hard you're trying, and I'd like to help however I can. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back here again next week.